Hey everyone, I'm Shaylin here with Reedsy, and this week we're going to be talking about NaNoWriMo. It is preptober. A lot of people are gearing up for NaNoWriMo, including myself. I have actually decided to do NaNoWriMo this year. It was a bit of a last minute choice. Something just came upon me and I decided to do NaNoWriMo. I don't think I'm gonna write the 50,000 words. My intention is actually not to, since I like to draft really slowly, which is not what you do in NaNoWriMo. I just want to participate for the fun of it, do a bit of a challenge, and emerge with something written, even if it's not 50,000 words. So in this video, we're gonna talk about why you should, or maybe should not, do NaNoWriMo this year. This is especially something I was thinking about a lot as I was weighing whether or not I wanted to do NaNoWriMo this year after like my 5-year hiatus from NaNoWriMo. I did NaNoWriMo when I was in high school and then I stopped for about 5 years. This is my first year back, so I've been thinking a lot about reasons you may or may not want to be doing NaNoWriMo. So let's talk about them. We're going to alternate between reasons you should and shouldn't be doing NaNoWriMo that might help you if this is still something you're weighing in your mind. Reason number one why you should do NaNoWriMo is because you've always wanted to, you've just never actually committed to it. Honestly, if you want to do NaNoWriMo, that's probably reason enough. And if you've always been intrigued by it, now is the time. Why not? It's always easy to think, oh, maybe next year it'll be better. Next year I'll be in a better place to be doing NaNoWriMo. But if you've been making that excuse for years and years, and it's something that intrigues you and that you want to try, you go for it. There's no consequence if you don't win NaNoWriMo. So if you're interested in trying NaNoWriMo, I'll just open with it. If you've always wanted to try NaNoWriMo and you never have, go for it. Now, the first reason why you shouldn't do NaNoWriMo is because you feel like you haven't produced enough in quarantine and you want this to kind of kick you into gear. Don't do NaNoWriMo because you feel ashamed that you haven't been productive enough. A lot of people feel like because they've been in quarantine for really a large portion of 2020 that they should be producing a lot of art. But a lot of people just haven't been in a great headspace to do that, and it's okay if you haven't produced as much as you feel like maybe you should with maybe some of the extra time that you have. But don't do NaNoWriMo as a punishment for yourself because you haven't been productive enough. And what a lot of people are saying is a gift of time to artists. It's really not a gift to anyone. So if the reason you feel like you should do NaNoWriMo is because you feel like you haven't done enough so far in a year where you feel like you should be producing more than normal, you're probably not going to enjoy the experience because you're just doing it kind of as a punishment to yourself. The second reason why you should do NaNoWriMo is because you miss the social aspect of writing. This is a huge one for me. Writing used to be a really social thing for me. I would write with friends all the time. I was studying writing in university up until like last year, so I had a cohort of friends who were also writers, and writing was a very social thing. Pretty much all my friends were also writers, so the social aspect of writing became a huge part of my writing process. And so if you miss the social aspect of writing, a great way to get that sense of community and write alongside other writers is by doing NaNoWriMo. The second reason why you shouldn't do NaNoWriMo is because you had a huge yearly goal and you realize you haven't even started. Sometimes it happens where you set big yearly goals for yourself in January and then you get to like September, October, November and you realize, oh, I haven't actually started. NaNoWriMo is not a good solution to that. You don't want to try to squish your yearly goals into 1 month just in a panic, just so you can get them done. Instead, take a step back, evaluate what's important to you and why you maybe didn't do the things that you had planned, and approach it from a calm and rational place. If there's some aspect of your yearly goal that it might be realistic and productive to attempt during NaNoWriMo, go for it. But don't do NaNoWriMo out of a panic because you procrastinated the rest of the year. It's not good to get in the habit of relying on one very short compressed amount of time to do something that you had originally planned to take 12 months. Evaluate what would be best for you and your project, and think about how you might want to make more productive and effective goals going into 2021. Now, related to that is a reason why you should do NaNoWriMo, and it's maybe you just want a little bit of a boost of productivity in order to meet your yearly goals. If you haven't started, don't try to cram it all into 1 month, but if you just kind of want that extra push to get your yearly goals done before the end of the year, NaNoWriMo is kind of perfectly timed for that. Say you've been working on a novel and it was your goal to finish before the end of the year and you've made good progress on it, but you just want that little extra boost of productivity before the end of the year. I mean, it's perfectly timed. This is the right time to do that. A great reason to do NaNoWriMo is because you just want a little boost of productivity. You just want to emerge from the month and also from the year feeling accomplished, feeling like you made something. The final reason why you shouldn't do NaNoWriMo this year is because you're burned out and you want to fix that. Doing NaNoWriMo will not fix your creative burnout. I know a lot of people who are feeling creative burnout. I know a lot of writers, most of my friends are writers, and I feel like the majority of them are feeling creative burnout at the moment. NaNoWriMo is not the solution to that. If you're feeling burned out, the solution is not to challenge yourself to write at an extremely high output in a very compressed amount of time. You're just gonna aggravate the burnout, you're just gonna emerge feeling more tired, and it's not gonna be a fun experience. NaNoWriMo should be fun. Something with such a fun, peppy name shouldn't be creative torture. It should be fun, and if done in the right headspace for the right reasons, it is really fun. If you're creatively burned out, this isn't what's gonna fix it. What's gonna fix it is evaluating why you're burned out, maybe taking a rest, maybe taking a break. Maybe what you need to do instead of writing 50,000 words in a month is not write anything for a month. That's okay. Diving into a super intense productivity challenge is probably the opposite of what you need to fix a creative burnout. And the final reason to do NaNoWriMo this year is because honestly, why not? What's the worst case scenario? There isn't a worst case scenario. If you don't win, you don't win. There's no punishment if you don't win. There's no consequence if you don't win. If you realize halfway through it's not for you, then bail or just accept you're not gonna win. That's completely fine. If you want to do NaNoWriMo, ultimately you should go for it. This is why I decided to do NaNoWriMo this year. I hadn't done NaNoWriMo for 4 or 5 years, even though it's something I really enjoy, because I realized that I was never going to be able to win again. My writing process is not very conducive to NaNoWriMo. I'm a very slow drafter. I'm a discovery writer. For the past like 5 years, I've been thinking, okay, well, I'm not gonna do NaNoWriMo because I'm not gonna win. But not being able to win is very different from not being able to participate. You can participate even if you're not gonna win. My plan is to lose. That is my intention, is to lose NaNoWriMo. And that's okay. There are more reasons to do NaNoWriMo than just to win. Of course, if you wanna win, that's great, go for it. Writing NaNoWriMo with the goal to win can be great motivation. It can be really, really exciting, and it's pretty great to emerge a month later with a whole book. All these other considerations aside, if you want to do NaNoWriMo, genuinely, why not? Let me know in the comments, are you participating in NaNoWriMo this year, and why or why not? Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos from us. If you want more NaNoWriMo content, we do have an entire NaNoWriMo playlist that compiles all the NaNoWriMo videos we've done over the past several years into one place, so we'll leave that for you to check out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.